Hey y'all, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates. And in this video, we are going to talk about 3 reasons why I think selling your house in 2022 makes a lot of sense. Before we dive into the 3 reasons it may make sense for you to sell your house in 2022, I want to talk about a few ideas or questions people typically have when we discuss the idea of selling their house. Number 1, what if prices continue going up? I think there's always that possibility. I think it's impossible to time the market, but that is a legitimate consideration or factor, especially for people who are looking to get the most amount of money for their house. So if you're thinking of trying to time the market, I'm sorry, I cannot answer what's going to happen in the future. I think long-term, if we're talking about the long-term picture, maybe 5, 10 years from now, of course. But what's going to happen next year, 2 years from now? I really don't know. So the information we're talking about here today is going to be relevant to the facts and where we're at. Number 2 is this idea, I think, of if I sell my house, then where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna buy? If I sell in this market, I'm also buying in this market. So I do think this video is relevant to you in this situation, but at the same time, you may not find these arguments or reasons as compelling to sell your house, and I completely understand. Don't mistake this video for some kind of a sales pitch that you should sell your house. These are just some reasons that some people may consider selling their house. So if you find yourself looking to buy in this market, I think that's a completely different conversation, and I think there are reasons to do so. You're essentially trading money from your sale into your next purchase. So you're almost buying if you take the equity out of your house at the prices back when you purchased your other house. So as long as you roll that equity in, it's actually just trading money around. You're not really getting a great deal at this point in the market, but you're selling your house at a great price. So you're essentially just moving that equity into the next one. But you could also take money out and have a larger loan and put that money to use in other ways. Number 3, and this is the last point that I want to touch on here before we dive into the 3 reasons that it may make sense for you to sell your house here this year, is that some people are landlords right now and they want to continue being landlords. So if that's you, this video is definitely not for you. You can probably just jump off right now. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about becoming a landlord, you may want to watch this video. It's not necessarily a reason to rent out your house or not rent out your house. Again, that's not what I'm talking about in this video. So if you're looking for that, probably not the video for you. But if you are thinking about maybe jumping out of being a landlord, you're tired of it, these points may make sense for you. If you are somebody who finds yourself considering getting out of property management or being a landlord, this video may be applicable to you. And you also may find some value here if you are considering whether you want to rent out or not. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the 3 reasons I think it may make sense here to sell your house in 2022. Number 1, prices are at an all-time high. And I can't stress this enough. I think when you're thinking about an investment and selling, you want to time it as best as you can. And I mentioned earlier, it's impossible to time the market. But newsflash, highest prices that we've ever had. So if you're trying to find the best time we've had so far, well, you got it. We're at all-time high prices. I think for some people that are considering buying in the same market, it's complicated. But if you're relocating or downsizing, I think the decision's a lot easier. You're selling at a premium price and you're moving to a different market. Hopefully not quite as competitive, or the prices aren't as high as they are here, as we are becoming quickly one of the highest priced real estate markets in the whole country. I think if you're also considering paying off debt or reallocating some of your resources, what happens is when you own a home and there's equity in your house, it's trapped. So you can pull that money out by refinancing and getting cash out of your house. You can also sell your house and get the cash out. So if you're somebody who's maybe in some debt, or you're wanting to reallocate that money and you don't want to increase your debt obligations. Now again, investors may have different strategies and want to take out money and put it into another property. Again, we're just talking about the normal everyday homeowner here. It makes sense in some situations if maybe you got yourself into some trouble over the last year, year and a half. Maybe you're having a hard time with your payments, or you deferred payments, things like that. This may be your chance to get out from underneath some debt. And if you have some other consumer debt, maybe pay that off as well. Number two, there are not enough houses for all the buyers. If you're somebody thinking about selling in 2022, you are in a competitive market. That means that people are lining up outside the door to see your house. And because there aren't enough houses for all the buyers, that means they're competing over your house. And that ultimately continues to drive the prices up. That's why we are at all-time record prices and why there is still upward pressure on prices. So if you were to sell your house in the next few months, you'll most likely see that you are benefiting from that competition in the past and continuing to benefit from it in the present. Most likely what the competition means is that you end up getting to choose from a pool of offers and buyers versus whichever buyer walks through the door. And that leads us to my third and final point for this video, and that is that when you sell in this market, you are selling on your terms. You are selling in what we call a seller's market. And that means as a seller that you are not only choosing the offer that has the highest price, but you get to participate in dictating the terms of the offer. And so when buyers are competing for your house, they are doing everything they can in their power to make their offer as appealing to you as possible. So as a seller, you are not only getting record high prices, but because of that competition that we talked about, you are able to maybe have an offer that gives you a month or two to stay in your house after closing. Maybe they will remove contingencies in their contract that they would normally keep that protect them and protect their earnest money. A lot of buyers right now are removing things like financing contingencies or inspection contingencies, and they are, in a lot of cases, making their earnest money or their good faith deposit non-refundable, and in a lot of cases, a lot larger than the normal amounts. So as a seller, you're not only getting that record high price, but these offers are pretty much whatever you want them to be. And buyers are attempting as best they can to get you to choose them. So they're doing everything they can. And I think as a seller, you're able to right now, and specifically in the Seattle, Bellevue metro area, capitalize on the best combination of price, best combination of terms, and best combination of contingencies when reviewing offers. Thanks so much for watching this video where we talk about the 3 reasons it might make sense to sell your house in 2022. I didn't get into any tactics about reviewing multiple offers or what to look for and how to maximize the sale price of your house. I have made videos about those things. So if you go down in the comments section below, you will find links to some other videos that you might find helpful as you're considering, thinking about, or contemplating selling your house. And if you have questions about your situation or you want to talk further about how all this information applies to you, feel free to reach out.